Hey everybody, this is E, and I'd like to welcome y'all to my arcade corner in my gaming room. Okay, everybody. In this video, I thought I'll tell y'all the best starter handheld, retro handheld, because I get so many questions from friends and from acquaintances, from other people in the internet on my channel. What is the best retro handheld to start? Um, Obviously, there's no such thing as the best retro handheld, but there are a few options. To be honest, there are way too many options. So that's what makes all the people really confused. They don't know which handheld to buy and what they can do with all the different models, all the different brands and types out there. They don't know which one to get if they want to start this hobby. That's why I'm here for you, and that's why I do this video here. I want to show y'all just a few options, a few handhelds for a budget price, actually, from I'd say 40, 50-ish dollars to maybe 70, 80-ish dollars, something like that. Yeah, so just a few handhelds, just a quick video, nothing too special. I just wanted to fill the gap because I'm still waiting for my ANBERNIC RG476H, which I'm going to do a review on. But it's still not here yet. It's already here in Germany at the customs, but I'm still waiting for it, for the customs to release it and, yeah, deliver it, ship it right to my door. But until then, until the ANBERNIC arrives, I thought I'll just help y'all out and tell y'all which handhelds are really suited, yeah, to start with this hobby. And you don't pay a lot of money. It's, as I said, about $40, $50, and you get a really nice handheld. You can do a lot of things with. You can play so many systems, so many different games. Yeah. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and take a quick look. Here we go. All right, here we are. These are my 4 recommendations when it comes to a starter retro handheld. You can't basically do anything wrong with one of these devices right here. The first one is an ANBERNIC device. This is the ANBERNIC. Oh, I don't know if you can see it right here because it's a transparent shell and the battery has these stripes on it. So it's really hard to see, I guess. But this is the ANBERNIC RG35XXH. So the 3.5 stands for the 3.5-inch display. It's a normal IPS LCD display, no OLED or anything special. And yeah, as you already know from my other videos, ANBERNIC, once again, has really awesome controls. So once again, we have a really, really good D-pad here, rubber membrane D-pad, and a nice pivot, nice roll. Yeah, I don't have to repeat myself here. If you've watched my other videos, you know, and if you watch YouTube in general, then you definitely know ANBERNIC has really, really awesome D-pads. The same with the face buttons. They feel really, really nice. This model is a bit older now, so the face buttons are just a bit different to the latest models. Still really good. I like them, but they're not as soft. They're just a bit tighter, I'd say, and they have just a tiny little bit more throw. but really, really nice buttons. The sticks are nothing special. These are switch type of sticks. But you don't really need these sticks here anyway, because mostly you're gonna play everything up to PS1, and so basically you're gonna use the D-pad 80% of the time, and yeah, perfect D-pad. So you can't do anything wrong with this setup here. The shoulder buttons, typical ANBERNIC inline shoulder buttons, they're clicky, but the click is actually a bit softer and yeah, not too annoying, I'd say. The sound is okay. And as you can see, it's not too big. This is definitely pocketable. If you want to just throw it into your pockets or jacket or whatever and take it with you, you can definitely do that, no problem. At the top, we have a 3.0 millimeter audio jack. We have the port for OTG adapters and such. We have the mini HDMI port for video out. We have the port for charging, USB-C, and the function button. At the bottom, we have the two micro SD card slots, and we have the speaker cutouts left and right. At the right side, the power button and the reset button. On the left side, we have plus and minus for the volume rocker. Start and select, also rubber membrane, so very soft and quiet. Battery life is about 6 hours, pretty much. Yeah, 5 to 6 hours. Mostly it's 6. Even if you play PS1, you're definitely gonna squeeze out 5.5 hours. If you play Game Boy or Super Nintendo, stuff like that, then it's gonna be more like 6.5 hours. Charging time, about 3 hours. Let me tell you that all these handhelds here are Linux handhelds. So Linux is perfect to start with this kind of hobby because Linux is very easy. You don't have to do any setup. You can tweak here and there, but it's very easy to understand and handle, so it should be no problem at all. This is another ANBERNIC. This is the ANBERNIC RGCubeXX. Really a special device because it has a different display, as you can see. It's a 1:1 aspect ratio, but it fits so many systems really well, actually. Okay, if we take a look at the D-pad here, you can see it's a disc style D-pad this time. So more like the ones from Sega Genesis, or Sega Saturn. It is not as soft as a Sega D-pad, but it's not bad. Not bad by any means. It's a really good D-pad. Again, we have ANBERNIC here, so they can do D-pads. They can make great quality. It's a bit tighter than you might think, but it's still very good. The face buttons, have a listen. They're very similar to the ones on the RG35XXH. Yeah, I'd say it's actually the same thing. They feel really nice, have a nice throw, not too mushy, not too hard to press down on. A bit tighter, yeah, but basically it's the same as on the RG35XXH. Really good face buttons. This time, as you can see, we have stacked shoulder buttons. And listen. Hey, they're not clicky. They're rubber membrane. It's unbelievable. They feel really, really nice. Just like the shoulder buttons on a Super Nintendo controller, I'd say. I love these triggers and shoulders. Very nice, ANBERNIC. Please do that more often because rubber membrane based triggers and shoulders are so much better, at least in my opinion, and I know that many people think the same way. Yeah, these are awesome. The sticks, again, Switch style sticks, nothing special. Yeah, just basic sticks, but it's the same here. You won't need these sticks too often, or maybe not at all. You're gonna use the D-pad and the face buttons here and there, the shoulders and triggers, maybe for PS1, something like that, because the power of this model and also the RG35XX is enough for everything up to PS1. Maybe here and there a little bit of N64, but yeah, it's gonna be hard. Maybe a bit of Dreamcast, a few games here and there, but don't expect too much. These are starter handhelds, and they're perfect for everything up to PS1. And yeah, that's basically it. At the top, we have the power button, the volume rocker, minus and plus, the USB-C charging port, the function button, and the mini HDMI. At the bottom, we have the speaker cutouts left and right, and we have the two micro SD card slots and the 3.5 millimeter audio jack. The function button on this one is the M button right here, so the menu button. Select and start, and the menu button, as you can hear, they're very loud, they're clicky buttons. What I love about this device are the ergonomics, because as you can see, it has really, really nice grips at the left and right. So really ergonomic. Sits really nicely in your palms, in the palm of your hands, and you can just grab the device right here. Feels really, really safe and comfortable. I don't feel like I'm about to drop the device or anything like that. I can reach all the controls, the D-pad, the face buttons, the shoulders and triggers without any issues. So it's a really, really comfortable experience with this one. Battery life on this one? Yeah, it's the same as the RG35XXH. 6 hours, yeah. Charging time, 3 hours. It's basically the same. This looks really nice, right? Camera, focus, yeah, now. Okay, this looks like a PSP or PS Vita, but as you can see here, it says it's a TRIMUI Smart Pro. The TRIMUI Smart Pro is a really nice handheld. It feels really nice in the hands when it comes to the ergonomics, because these rounded sides here, left and right, make it really comfortable to wrap your fingers around and yeah, have a good grip. Feels really comfortable, really ergonomic. So it feels really good in the hands. If we take a look at the D-pad, have a listen. This time we have a tactile D-pad here. So if you don't like tactile D-pads, this might not be the one for you. But if you don't bother, or if you prefer tactile, then yeah, that's gonna be the device for you, because it still has a really nice pivot. It feels great. I can play without any issues on this D-pad. Um, I myself don't really prefer tactile D-pads and tactile buttons. I'm not a big fan. but I can adapt and I can play. It's no problem, and I do play. I grab this device every now and again, but it's not what I prefer. But yeah, really good D-pad. It's a bit smaller. Keep that in mind. It's definitely a smaller D-pad than the one on an ANBERNIC device. I think you can definitely tell that the D-pad is a lot smaller. Okay, let's take a look at the face buttons here. Have a listen. As you can hear, tactile buttons. They're very small. Maybe like the ones on the PS Vita. It's usable. It's definitely okay. No big problems. But I don't really prefer them. Just a bit too small in my opinion. If we take a look at the sticks, maybe you can tell they're basically the same as on the PS Vita. Not a lot of range and not clickable. So I'd say it's definitely the same brand or definitely the same type of sticks as on the PS Vita. They look exactly the same, they feel exactly the same, and they behave exactly the same. But the same goes for this handheld here too. You're gonna play mostly up to PS1. Therefore, you won't need these sticks very often. Let's take a look at the shoulders and triggers. Have a quick listen. So it's a really soft click and tactile. Once again, the shoulders, they're really easy to press down on, and you can press anywhere. It's no problem. But the triggers, they feel a bit, just a tiny little bit too tight, a bit hard to press down on. Yeah, I don't know how I could describe it any better. You press them down at a slight angle here. So if you know how to press, it's totally fine. But the very first moment, it feels a bit weird actually. It feels like it's hard to press down on. But yeah, if you adapt to them after a few days, or not a few days, maybe just a few hours, you know how to press and it's no problem. But they're very small, as you can see, makes it really pocketable. But yeah, the downside will be that they're really small. Start and select are here at the bottom right. Still tactile buttons, but very soft. The same goes for the menu button right here. So at the top of the TRIMUI, we have the power button, the USB-C port host. I haven't tried this one out yet. I think it's video out. You can use it for that. Volume rocker. And then at the bottom, we have the FN switch. Then we have just a logo. It looks a bit weird because I think it was planned to do something there, a port or something. I don't know what exactly, but looks like they cut it off and just put a cap with a logo on it. DC, USB-C charging port, a mic, SD card slot for your micro SD card, and the 3.5 millimeter audio jack. The battery life on the TRIMUI Smart Pro is very similar to the ANBERNIC's, about 5 to 6 hours. Sometimes I feel like it's maybe slightly less, but yeah, 5 to 6 hours, nothing too special. So very similar to the ANBERNIC devices. Okay, let's take a look at this bad boy right here. This is a PowKiddy. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Awesome name. This is the PowKiddy RGB10MAX3. Oh my goodness. What a name. Sometimes they put out handhelds that are really garbage, and then boom, the next handheld is quite good. And this is one of them. If we take a look at the D-pad, it's close to the ANBERNIC D-pad. The size is about the same as on the ANBERNIC. The edges are just a tiny little bit rough, but I never had issues. Let me put it this way. I never had issues. You can feel it a bit more. It's not too rounded. It's not too, soft and comfortable feeling as on the ANBERNIC, but it's nothing like you hurt your thumbs or anything like that. So, really good D-pad. The pivot, yeah, it is okay. It's manageable. Not too bad, but not the best. Have a listen. Yeah, it is very quiet. Um, it's a good D-pad. I'd say something like 7 out of 10 maybe. Not as good as the ANBERNIC D-pad, but still really good. Then we have the face buttons. Have a listen first. So they're quiet, I'd say. Not too loud. And they feel great. I like these face buttons. They feel really great. They're a bit bigger, just as I prefer, and they feel smooth. They feel nice. They're easy to press down on. They're not too tight, so a bit softer than the ANBERNIC buttons, and they have a nice throw. Really good face buttons here. Then we have stacked shoulders and triggers, and they're clicky. As you can hear, the shoulder is clicky. The trigger is soft, so that means this is tactile, and the trigger is rubber membrane based. They're really good. I like them. The shoulder button is a bit thin, but it's no issue at all. The trigger is bigger than the one on a TRIMUI Smart Pro, because as you can see, the shoulder button is even thinner on the PowKiddy, but the trigger is bigger on the PowKiddy. So, and it's easier to press down on. Yeah, I really love these triggers and shoulders. They're perfect. And the sticks, nothing too special. It's Switch style sticks once again. But once again, uh, it's the same for this device. You're gonna play everything up to PS1. You're not gonna need these sticks. Maybe here and there for a few games. But that's it. If we take a look at the back, then you can see here we have these great bumps, great ergonomics. Yeah, feels really good in the hands. But let me tell you something, it's a bit different than this white ANBERNIC model here. I mean, yeah, I can grab the device right here. It feels ergonomic, it feels good, but it's more on the downside here at the bottom, and you don't have anything here on top. So it feels a little weird to hold it like this because you expect something here on top, but you don't have anything here. You only have it down here. So it is still really comfortable, but I'd say you definitely need to adapt to it. You need to play for a few hours because at first I was like, man, I don't know how to hold the device. I don't know how to grab it because somehow whatever I do, it feels not right. It feels a bit strange, but after a while, you adapt to it, and then it's no problem at all. So basically, I hold it like this so that I can grab the down part here of the cheeks of the ergonomic bumps. And yeah, this way it's really comfortable. The only downside are start and select because listen, tactile buttons and yeah, very loud, but it's okay. I mean, it's not like you press them all the time, only once in a while. Battery life on this one, yeah, you've guessed it. It's the same as the ANBERNIC and the TRIMUI. I'd say about 5 to 6 hours. Yeah, that's pretty much what I get out of this battery. Charging time, also the same, about 3 hours. It's basically the same like the TRIMUI Smart Pro. 5 to 6 hours gameplay. Okay, let's take a look at some gameplay. But before we jump in, let's take a look at my custom firmware here. I have Batocera running. It looks like this. It looks really nice. You can change it all the way you want to. You have so many different theme options, and yeah, you can tweak and customize it the way you want to. Yeah, let's just go with Resident Evil Director's Cut, maybe. Okay, now we can control Jill. Um, have you ever noticed that in the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, the characters, every 10 seconds or so, they only say, "What is it? What is it? What is it?" Listen, the next one is coming. See? And even in the very first beginning, the scene before this here, in the other room, in the entrance, um, they said it 2 times, I think, and here it was 2 times again. Oh no! Don't kill me. Okay, listen.
Barry? What is it? Watch out! It's a monster! Let me take care of this. What is it?
This is not Resident Evil. This is what is it? Evil or something like that. I don't know. All right. On this one, as you can see, everything is still stock OS. I haven't changed anything here because the stock experience is quite good on this one. And it's a handheld I don't use too often because I have so many. And for the purpose I use it for, the stock experience is more than enough for me. When it comes to this 1x1 display, I'd recommend to set the aspect ratio to 8:7. It works really nice. It fills out the whole display. It cuts off just a tiny little bit on the edges, but not any important information or pixels of the game. So as you can see, um, almost the whole display is filled out with the screen with the image here. We have just a tiny little bit of a black border up here and down here. But yeah, you can barely see, you can barely tell that there even is one. And it cuts off just a tiny little bit on the edges, left and right. But it looks really nice. Batman, really hard game, but such a cool game. I've played it through with cheats, I admit, because, I mean, not cheats, but with save states, using a lot of save states so that I can pass all the difficult stages and spots. But it's so much fun. On the TRIMUI Smart Pro, I actually have the same firmware. It's the same as on the ANBERNIC, just a newer model, newer version. It's called Newly. On the ANBERNIC, it was still Badasera, but it's basically the same creator. And yeah, as you can see, here I have a different theme. Looks really nice too. So let's just go with Masters of the Universe, He-Man, Power of Grayskull. So this is He-Man. Not the best game on the Game Boy Advance, but it's quite enjoyable. As you can see, I have the charger plugged in here because the battery was already dead. I haven't used that device for a few months, I think. And yeah, the battery is not the best. It dies out on you if you just leave it somewhere and don't turn it on for a few months. Then the battery dies out on you. I think it was only maybe, I don't know, 3, 4 months, something like that. So yeah, it's quite a long time. But on the other hand, I have so many different other handhelds where the battery doesn't die out on me, even after 5, 6, 7, sometimes even after a year or so. So yeah, it isn't the best battery. I mean, that's PowKiddy we're talking about here. At the beginning of the video, I said that these are Linux handhelds, so it's really easy to operate, really easy to understand and use, and everything's pre-configured. So you can just turn on the device and throw some games on your SD card and start gaming right away. But if you want to tweak here and there, you can do that. And I just wanted to show you in detail. Here's the main menu, and there you have your game settings, game collection settings, system settings, and so on and so on. UI settings, controller. Yeah, really easy to navigate and understand all of this. But you don't have to set up anything. Everything's pre-configured, and you can just start your games and play right away. Aladdin, Final Fight. Yeah, why not? Let's go with Final Fight. Let me just quickly load a save state here. Makes it way easier to jump into the game. And here we are. I have a nice filter, or yeah, it's a filter, not a shader in this case. So it makes it look just a tiny little bit like a CRT with the slight scan lines here. And this is the end boss. I already played this through 1,000 times. So this is the end boss here. Oh, that was just like wrestling. I slammed him onto the ground. Come on. Not easy, this guy. Come on, show me what you got, man. I'm Guy. Yes, that's my name, and I'm a guy, I know. But that's my name. There's nothing I can do. Yes, got him. Okay, now he got me. Yes, I got him. That's it, man. I'm electrifying, ain't I? Alrighty then, welcome back to my arcade corner. Let's slowly start to wrap up here. Let's quickly talk about the prices of the handhelds and then get to my conclusion and my final picks. Let's start again with the ANBERNIC RG35XXH. This device is about $40 to $50 or euros also um, on AliExpress. It's really cheap, but only when it comes to the price, not the quality. It is a really nice handheld because for if you're lucky, you get it for $45. I got mine for 43 euros, I guess. Um, this is unbeatable. This is a price that's crazy. It's crazy cheap, and if you think what you can do with this small thing right here in your hands, what you can play, all the systems you can play with it, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, Sega Master System, PS1, Super Nintendo, so many systems. Atari, I could go on and on. You can emulate so many systems here and you're gonna have a lot of fun and only for $45. If you want a handheld that's really pocketable and it's not too small for you or a display for your eyes, then I would definitely recommend this one. Next up, the second ANBERNIC we have, the RGCubeXX. If you prefer stacked shoulder buttons, and if you say, okay, it's not too important for me for the device to be pocketable because you have these bumps here, um, therefore it's ergonomic. And if it's more important to you to have a good grip on the device, then I'd recommend this one. It's about 60 to 70 euros. And when it comes to dollars, I think mostly it's like $60, 60, 65. So yeah, just a bit more expensive than the other RG35XXH. These names. But still very cheap. So yeah, a good recommendation as well. Then we have the TRIMUI Smart Pro. If you prefer a widescreen and larger display, then this would be my choice. Stacked shoulders here too. It's about 45, 48 euros most of the time on AliExpress. And if you're in the US, then I think it's a bit cheaper even. Something like 40 US dollars. So really cheap, similar to the ANBERNIC, and you get a widescreen display, you get a larger display, you have tactile buttons and D-pad, but yeah, looks like a PSP or PS Vita, looks really sharp, looks really nice, it's thin, it's pocketable, good recommendation. And last but not least, we have the PowKiddy RGB10MAX3. What a name, I love it. Okay, larger display, um, widescreen again, stacked shoulders again. So this one is about, let me think. I think it's, yeah, it's even more expensive than the other handhelds. It's about 80 to 90 US dollars. In Europe, it's even more expensive. I paid something like 120 euros, something like that. So it's not really worth 120 euros. And also, it's not really worth 90 US dollars. I think it's worth maybe 50 to 60 max. It's called RGB10 Max 3. So, yeah, 60 euros maximum. Because it's not the best. It's good. It's, let me put it like this, it's the best of the worst. Okay? I think that's a good statement for this device. So I still enjoy it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody. What is my pick? My pick is definitely, if you prefer a small display, I'd say go with the RG35XXH. For 45 US dollars, man, you can't do anything wrong with that. It's a lovely handheld, it's pocketable, it's a good pick. If you prefer a larger display, a widescreen display, I wouldn't recommend it though, because if you think of all the older systems, 80% of the time you have 4:3 screen aspect ratio. Because if you think of back then, the 80s, the 90s, we had CRT TVs, and the CRT TVs mostly were shaped squarish, so 4:3 aspect ratio. That's why I wouldn't necessarily recommend the widescreen. But if you prefer a widescreen, if you want a larger display, and with some systems, you can also use stuff like widescreen hacks, widescreen cheats. So you can't use it for every system out there, but a few systems, a few games, it works quite nice. It's okay. Especially PS1 works pretty fine. Yeah, if that's what you want, then I would recommend the TRIMUI Smart Pro. And that's it for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If yes, please consider to like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. I just quickly want to fill the gap until my ANBERNIC RG476H gets delivered to my doorstep. It should be here soon, I think in 2 or 3 days. So stay tuned. My review on that is going to come out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Me, Isagrizi, hopefully will see you in my next review. Bye.